Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Happy spring. I hope you're well. We're all recovering after a busy tax season. And so today I just wanted to talk about continuous improvement. It's a core value here at Abella Tax Services, and it means that we are all constantly learning and constantly looking for ways to improve what we to do it more efficiently and to do what we do in a way that improves our clients' experiences. And I think it's valuable to take a moment and consider adding periodic reviews to your calendar, whether you're a business owner or not, to exercise continuous improvement in your own life and in your own business. So I just wanted to give you some ideas for that. If you're not a business owner, maybe that means setting a mid-year or a quarterly check-in on those New Year's resolutions. We start every new year with the best of intentions to make some sort of improvement or other in our lives, and then it's quickly forgotten. So maybe recommit to those goals or look back and think about, why didn't you stick to it? Is it because it wasn't actually important to you, or it didn't work for you in some way? Is there something that you could change to maybe bring that back in and continue on that journey? Maybe personally it is taking some part of your routine and improving it or delegating it to someone else. Maybe it's trying a new system for keeping track of your financial information or your tax information, as that's very high on my mind still. Personally, I keep a tax folder on Dropbox, and as we go out throughout the year, if I make a charitable donation, I drop the receipt into that Dropbox folder. Or if something happens that I need to remember for tax time next year, I'll make a text file in that folder to be able to go back and review at tax time next year. Even tax pros need to make themselves reminders for things that change throughout the year. If you are a business owner, consider scheduling time to step back with your team, or if you don't have a team, just to set space aside for yourself to evaluate how the business currently functions, what can be improved, and what realistic next steps are. In our industry, we have a very natural time to do that. As we close out the April 15th deadline every year, we set aside time to gather as a team and get those pain points identified out in the open and make a plan to address them before the amnesia sets in and we turn around and do the exact same mistakes again next year. So to give you some ideas, here are some of the bullet points that are on our annual agenda for our review meeting. We always start by celebrating what went right and what we've accomplished, because there are always things that we got right that we need to recognize and remember to do again next year. We review what changes we implemented for this season and how did they go? Did they achieve our desired results? Are there things that we need to continue to tweak to make them better? We review client feedback, so things that we've heard throughout the season that maybe we could be improving. Our processes, both externally and internally. So we look at what steps a client takes as they go through the tax prep process. What pain points are you encountering? Where is there friction? What can we fix to make either the process better or to fix communications, to make things make more sense for you? What can we do? And similarly, what steps does the project take internally? Once the project's kicked off and we receive documents, how does that project work throughout our office and go through our team? Where are the bottlenecks? What needs to be resolved to make that process smoother and more efficient going forward? We look at each software tool that we use. Is it still doing the job we need it to do? Are there things that we wish that it did, or problems that we encountered that we need to address with the vendors? Are there pieces of software that need to change? Are there hardware updates needed? Updates to the physical office? All of those sorts of things. We look at what services we're offering and the balance of clients that we're serving, what changes maybe need to be included as we start sending out renewals, including identifying clients whose situations have changed and that we're not the best fit for anymore. There are certain segments like out-of-state situations that we don't handle, and we need to identify those and help clients move on to a firm that will better be able to support them going forward. We're continually working to optimize the balance of individual and business returns on our client list so that we can make this stressful tax season, inherently stressful tax season, as smooth and painless both for clients and for staff as possible. Most important in one of these meetings is to note action items. What will we do? What will we investigate? When will those things be done? In some cases, we're blocking out time to work through evaluating new solutions and how those will work for next season. They're not things necessarily that we could fix within the meeting. In other cases, it's simply setting a deadline and a responsible team member to follow up on something. If this sounds overwhelming, it doesn't have to be. Maybe you're just a one-person business, and the idea of setting aside a few hours to make some changes is overwhelming. So if that's the case, maybe you just step back and consider making a small change. Maybe it's a small change to your scheduling software to reduce some friction or better gatekeep your time. Maybe it's a small change to your email signature or your website. Maybe it's deciding to invest in that new tool that will either save you time or bring you joy or will increase what you're able to charge your customers. Whatever you choose to do in your situation, I'd love to hear about it. Drop me a comment, communicate to us. I would love to know. In case you're curious, the big things that we're working on really involve a software migration. We're moving away from the tax software we've been using. We will no longer be supporting TaxCaddy, and those will bring some challenges in conversion and process changes that we're really focused on with our admin time in this off season. We're also making some small changes to the forms that we sent out to use for collecting dependent and rental and business information. So if you had any feedback on those this year, now is a great time to get that over to us. If anything was confusing, let us know. Annual renewals will be going out between May and August. And those are really some of our admin projects for the year. Otherwise, we're just always continually taking tax continuing education, accounting continuing education, and continuing to plan with our clients and move forward for the new year. So again, I would love to hear what you are doing to improve over the next year. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we will be back next week. Thanks. Bye.